Welcome back to this week's edition of Carolina Kart Scene, episode number 38. We'll talk about a schedule that was released. We'll talk about some racing across South Carolina and North Carolina for the first 2 weeks of November, and we'll talk about a couple other things, so let's get to it. As I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, we're going to start dwindling down the number of episodes, going from one a week to maybe one every 2 weeks, because the number of tracks of wrapping up their championships, wrapping up their schedules. A couple of different winter series that we've talked about before has released their schedule, and then just a lot of the newer, bigger races that you'll see at the end of the year. So with a little bit less racing going on, I'm going to scale it back just a little bit. One of the in series news, one of the schedules that got released this week was Maxxis Tire put out the Carolina Kart Series schedule for the different tracks that they're going to. I've talked about this series before as they ran earlier in the year with the lead outlaw karts that you primarily see at places like Millbridge and so forth. Once that series wrapped up earlier in the year, Woodleaf went ahead and ran a lot of these classes and had a lot of great shows and a lot of turnout for their particular events. The Carolina Kart Series put out about 6 different races starting in December 9th all the way to March the 9th. But they're at Foothills and then also at Sugar Tit Speedway. One thing that was interesting was that this series ran at Warrior Creek a lot of times at the beginning of the year, but you see that they are being left off the schedule. So with Joey still running that track, that was really interesting to see. So hopefully they'll get back to Warrior Creek. So because they always put on a good show there. So time will tell what that to be announced track will be on March the 7th or 2nd. First racetrack I want to talk about running on November 4th is New River All-American Speedway in Jacksonville, North Carolina. They'll be running the Champ Karts on this afternoon. They are running in addition to the U-Cars, Legends, Bombers, and Chargers. The Champ Karts will have 20 laps. Gates opening for pits at 10 a.m. with prices start at 12 p.m. And then later on for fans and everything, it'll be a little bit later on in the afternoon. So definitely really interesting action. There's been a lot of great races with the Champ Karts at this track, so hopefully you get out and go race with them. Next up is Foothills Raceway in Easley, South Carolina. They'll be running on Saturday, November the 4th, as they normally do with their winter series. They normally run on Saturday instead of their normal Friday. This will be race number 3 of their Thunder Snow Winter Series. Gates open up at 10 a.m. Went to this track a couple of weeks ago for the Superman race. Really nice facility, really nice layout of the track. So hopefully you'll get out and be able to race with them. Next up on November 3rd and 4th is going to be the Southeast Reaper Nationals. This is part of the GOAT Series and we're running at Paradise Speedway. This is going to, like I mentioned, going to be an all Reaper event with all classes running Reaper tires. They got a couple of different races on Friday night with low entry fee. This racetrack is again located in Sellers, South Carolina. For Friday, gates open up at 4 p.m. Practice start at 6 p.m. On Saturday, gates open early at 8 a.m. with practice start at 11 a.m. A lot of different classes. On Friday night, you've got Pro Clone Heavy, Pro Super Heavy. You also have No Pro Warm-Ups, some junior classes, and then also Red Plate. Again, a little bit abbreviated schedule for Friday night since it is starting later in the day, but then they have a full slate of the classes on Saturday. They have the All-Pro Natty at $390 with $3,000 guaranteed to win. They also have Pro Clone Heavy at $1,500 to win, and several other different classes. So definitely going to be a big event. So hopefully you'll be able to get out and run with them. Always a great event that they put on at Paradise. Always a nice track. Hopefully you'll maybe be able to get out later next year, early next year, and be able to go and see and watch them. Just as I started doing the recording, Southern Cartway has come out and announced that they will also be running on November the 4th. They'll have gates open up at 12 and practices start at 2. Again, a lot of different classes they're going to have on the line. Limited heavy warm-up, clone heavy, medium, and light. They'll also have Senior Champ Animal. So they also have a Pro Senior Champ Animal that they'll be running. Amateur classes, junior classes, red plate, predator classes. So really great event to get out to. I went out to this racetrack late a couple of months ago. They always put on a good show. Really nice facility, really nice track. I really like because of the pits were flat. It was easy to push the cart, but different people have different things that they grade their tracks on. So again, a great facility. So hopefully you can get out and race with them. Next up is the Ultimate Kart Series running the Crown Jewel Tour. They have a move of facilities. Originally, it was scheduled to run at Coolidge, but with the unfortunate passing of Mr. Moody, they have changed venues and have changed to Liberty Raceway Park in Stately, North Carolina. So on November the 4th, they'll be running a lot of different classes. This is the last race of their point series, so a lot of the champions will be run on this particular night or win on this particular night. Gates open up at 10 a.m. We practice start at 12 p.m. at Liberty Raceway Park, so hopefully you'll be able to get out and run with them and have some fun. Also running in upstate South Carolina is New Outback Speedway in Gray Court, South Carolina. They'll be running their final Summer Point Series race on November the 4th. They'll have Flathead 375. They'll also be running out of the box with a $20 entry fee. Gates open up at 11 p.m. We practice start at 11 a.m. with practice start at 1 p.m. So hopefully you get out and run with them, and good luck to everybody running. Changing up the calendar a little bit, want to skip ahead 1 week and talk about the racing that's going to be on November the 11th. Triple T Raceway in St. Paul's, North Carolina is putting on the Backyard Nationals. This is always a very nice track. Really fast, really well prepared, really nice facility they have at Triple T. Since this is a little bit in the future, I have not seen the exact times of when gates and practice opening, so definitely check out their Facebook page for any updates as racing does come available for them for that race. Next up is Bear Creek Raceway Park in Dobson, North Carolina. They'll be having their final Breadwinner Nation Road to Glory Series race. They've got a lot of different classes they're going to have online, pro classes. They'll also have gates open up at 9 a.m. with practice start at 12 p.m. They'll also have kids events on this particular day, so hopefully you get out and be able to run with them and have some fun with them. And last up on November the 11th, I want to talk about that I have news for is Hanging Rock Kartway in Kershaw, South Carolina. Will be running on this particular day. They'll have a bunch of classes on the Reaper tires, and they'll also have a few classes on open tire. They'll also have a Run What You Brung class on open tires, along with flatheads, Predator classes. In the Reaper classes, they'll also have flatheads in addition to their junior classes, pro, no pro, amateur, all kind of different ones. So definitely a great facility to get out to, and hopefully you'll have some fun, and hopefully one day I'll make it to this particular track. So definitely a good track to get out, and hope you can race with them.